Welcome to the Rewards Master. Today we're going to do an upside downside video where I examine all the positives and negatives of a particular ecosystem. And today we're going to focus on Citi Thank You Rewards. And so if you would hit the like and subscribe button and let's dive into this together. Citibank seems like, in many ways, the little brother of both American Express and their membership rewards program and Chase and their ultimate rewards program. And that's because they don't really transfer to any major partner that's a domestic airline, like American Express has Delta and Ultimate Rewards has United and Southwest. And they also don't have a lot of good hotel transfers. And so some people are kind of hesitant to get into Citibank, but I'll tell you, of all the ecosystems that we're evaluating in this series of videos, Citibank is kind of my go-to. It is my most favorite of all of them, and I'll tell you why as I outline their positives in this video. Now, when you think about everything that Citibank represents, they have a lot of transfer partners. They have a established ecosystem of thank you rewards, and they have quite a few cards that earn those rewards. And they have some airline cards, and they're the exclusive partner of American Airlines. So a lot of people have Citi, and I think a lot of people are considering it. So this video might be helpful to you if you're trying to decide if Citi is a good secondary or third option for you as you get deeper and deeper in the points and miles hobby. So let's look at some of the upsides together. The first upside that I'll mention is Citibank. They have, I think, the best earning cards on the market. Now, some might argue that Wells Fargo is kind of challenging them in that, but as of right now, I just can't imagine that anybody could put together a better trifecta or quadfecta than you could with Citi with just a single ecosystem. And that's because their cards just earn so much. Even if you don't have some of the grandfathered, I have a grandfathered card, the Citi Prestige, and it earns crazy 5x on dining and airfare. But even without that, they earn just really good. Their Strata card is kind of the necessary card you have to be able to transfer to partners. But that card gets 3x on groceries, 3x on gas, 3x on dining. And for a $95 annual fee. And if you spend $500 on a hotel in the portal, you get $100 back. So it ends up being free. So it's a really, really good card. The other thing that you see is they have some great secondary cards that go along with it. You have the custom cash card that gets 5x on any one category, whatever you choose, and it's a long list of different categories to choose from. You get 5x that you can merge with the points from the Strata, and you can use all of those for transfer partners. 5x on one category. So that's up to, I think, $500 a month. But still, that is just awesome, especially if you have one or two or three. We have two of them in our household, and we use them and get massive, massive points on that. It also has the Citi Double Cash, which can be like your everyday spending card. And again, those points can be moved to the Strata and can be used for transfer partners. And so when you add all that together, the points earning on your day-to-day spend, now not on your sign-up bonuses, you're never going to beat sign-up bonuses for getting value, but just on your day-to-day spend when you're not working on a sign-up bonus, it just doesn't seem like anybody can beat what Citi has to offer. That's especially true when you add in the Citi Rewards Plus card. That card's a no annual fee card, and it offers an extra 10% boost on redemptions. And I use this all the time, up to 100,000 points a year. So up to that 100,000 points, really you're getting an extra on each and every purchase you make. So if you're getting 5x, it's really 5.5x. If you're using the points to transfer, you're getting that extra 10% bonus. So when it comes to earning, I just don't think anybody beats Citibank in that regard. And so that is a tremendous upside and probably the reason why they're my favorite, because I have a lot of spending that doesn't end up going on a card to try to earn a sign-up bonus. And so, man, I have racked up hundreds and hundreds of thousands of thank you points because of Citi's great, great earning potential. Now, when it comes to the second thing is that Citi, along with Wells Fargo and also Chase, are different than some of their competitors like Capital One and American Express in that you can cash out your points if you want to for 1 cent per point. And you don't have to cash them out for a reduced value. With Capital One, it's a greatly reduced value. With American Express, unless you have like the Schwab card or you have a business checking and their business platinum card, then you can only cash it out for like 0.6 per point. So they're just way, way better in that. So I think that even though some of their competitors equal them, Wells Fargo and Chase in particular, I think this does give them a little advantage over American Express and Capital One in how you can redeem your points. The third thing that's a great upside is Citi is the easiest, the most liberal in all the points and miles world when it comes to product changing. Most issuers, you have to product change within a family of cards. So if you're in an airline card and you want to change, you got to change to another one of that airline's cards. Not with Citi. You can change any card to any card, which is just awesome because you can sign up for an American Airlines card and then product change that card over to a custom cash. That's how people, even though you can only apply for one custom cash, that's how people can get 2 or 3 or 4 of them, is they'll get other Citi cards, they'll keep them a year, and then they'll product change them over. That may especially be good with these Barclay cards for American Airlines when they finally get absorbed into Citi, if we can change those over to whatever Citi card we want. So I think that is a great, great upside of Citi, being able to product change any card to any other card that they have. I think a fourth upside is they're the only issuer that has American Airlines cards going forward. Now, Barclays had it up until recently, and you can still get those for a little while longer, but we know that within a year or so, those are going to be absorbed into Citi. And American Airlines has tremendous, tremendous point values on when you try to cash in their points, especially for business class flights on partners and things like that, but even on domestic travel on their own metal. So that is a great benefit of Citi to be able to get those American Airlines cards. So I think that, in fact, I think they have some of the best airline cards. The World Elite MasterCard, that's their executive card, their high dollar card, is really good for earning status. Their Platinum American Airlines card has really good value to it. And they even have a no-fee one. I mean, they're just really good. And every single one of those cards, every dollar you spend goes towards your loyalty points. So if you're trying to build status on American, any of their cards do a fantastic job with that. So I think that's definitely an upside of Citi. The fifth thing I'll mention on their upsides is they have lots of transfer bonuses. It seems to me that they pretty much have the most. Definitely more than American Express, definitely more than Chase. I'm not sure about Capital One, but they have a lot of transfer bonuses. It is not uncommon to get on the app or the web page and see several different options to transfer your points to partners and get 15, 20, 30% extra points. And if you're like me, you do a lot of transfers. That's how I build up so many points, and I make sure that they never expire by doing new transfers. And a lot of folks in the points and miles hobby, they don't like to hoard points or build up points. Doesn't bother me because I can't spend as many points as I earn in a year. So they're just kind of racking up. So to me, it's a good way to build up even more and have them in whatever program I need them in when that time comes about. So that is, to me, a tremendous upside of Citibank, is they have so many partners and so many different ways to gain a bonus when you transfer over to those partners. Now, as we mentioned in the beginning of the video, please like and subscribe. I'm getting closer to 1,000 subscribers. That's kind of the ultimate goal, and I'd really, really appreciate it if you help. But I also want to tell you about my channel membership, RM Insiders. It's only $2.99 a month. You can cancel anytime you want, so there's no obligation. And what I provide on that is I have insider videos that I put out every week that only channel members can see. In addition to that, I put out polls periodically where I ask what destination you'd be most interested in going to, and I also ask what month you'd be most interested in going, and then I compile a video where I do the research on great business and first class redemptions from the United States, to those destinations. And those are only available to RM insiders. The first one's out now. There's a couple of videos already available for channel members, and one of them is on great business class redemptions to London. And some of those are as cheap as 45,000 points each. So there's a link down in the description if you'd like to join the channel. Now let's dive into some of the downsides of Citi, because it does have some, and those you can look around at different videos and influencers, and they'll tell you, they'll highlight some of these downsides. Now, the first one that I'll mention is that their cards, by and large, now there's a few exceptions. I think the new Strata does have some, but they removed all the travel protections from these cards. It doesn't matter so much to me because, like I said, I have a lot of points and miles, so I can kind of self-insure. But for some people, that's just a stressful situation to be in, because you want to make sure that if you get delayed or your bags get delayed or you have to stay the night and buy a hotel or whatever it may be, you want to have some kind of protections. Chase and American Express have really good protections. Capital One has some, but most Citi cards just don't have them. And that is, in a lot of people's mind, a major downside. The second thing I'll mention is Citi doesn't have any domestic transfer partners, or at least no good ones. And so all of their transfer partners, although it's a pretty long list of transfer partners, and I find them to be exceptionally good, but they still don't have any that are domestic airlines. So it's people who are kind of newer, either level 1, 2, or 3, and I do have a video on that I'll put available at the end of this video. You can click on to determine what level you're at in the points hobby. But people in the lower levels, they do a lot of transfers. If they start transfers, if they're not just using a portal, they'll transfer to domestic airlines like Delta or United or Southwest. And Citi doesn't really have any of those. Along with that, they have really, really poor choices when it comes to hotel transfer partners. They just don't have any of the big boys. No Hilton, no IHG. They don't have any Hyatt, which is the most coveted of them all. So when it comes to hotel transfers, they do have some that you can even get 2 for 1. You know, you transfer 1 Citi point and you get 2, but they're kind of off-brand ones, ones that people don't use all that often. They have Choice and some others. But when you consider their transfer partners, for people who are high level in this game, for people who are really trying to maximize, they're fine. But if you're using them for what a lot of folks use them for, which is just transfer a few to a hotel to get a hotel night, or transfer them to a domestic airline to get a flight within the United States, they're definitely not the best, and it's a downside. Citi also has pretty expensive portal booking prices. So if you get on there and you want to book a hotel or book a flight through their portal, now the flights will be about the same as the others, but sometimes the hotels cost a lot more. So that's a bummer for folks who are kind of in the beginning stages, who tend to use portals a lot. Their portal, it works well, but it's not great when it comes to prices in comparison to others, or especially in comparison if you went directly to the hotel. Another downside is they tend to have a little bit lower sign-up bonuses. Except for the Strata card, pretty much if you're signing up for their cards, you might get 20,000 points, or you might get maybe 25,000 points. Sometimes it's even lower than that. And you're probably going to have a little bit higher spend, where some of their competitors, it'll be spend $500. There'll be more like $1,000 or $1,500 in a 3-month span. So I think that's a downside. To me, it's not a major one because those spending thresholds are still pretty low, but the points that you receive for it are pretty low. So that makes it hard to just burn through Citi cards and earn a lot through sign-up bonuses. And the last one that we're going to mention when it comes to the downsides of the Citi Thank You Rewards ecosystem is their customer service. Now, I haven't had bad customer service because I have their top level grandfathered prestige card, and it's pretty good with that. But in general, I hear from others all the time that Citi customer service is just not great. And you're going to get a lot better customer service with like Discover or with American Express, and you'll get somewhat better with Chase. And I don't know about Capital One, and I couldn't tell you on Wells Fargo. I just don't know. But I know that compared to some of the competitors, it's just not great. Pretty poor customer service. So those are the upsides and downsides of Citi. In my estimation, where I am in this travel hobby, Citi is one of the best of the best of the best. I love them. I think they're outstanding because I love those elevated multipliers and being able to rack up a lot of points on regular spend. But some of those downsides are real downsides. So you just have to determine for yourself. Do you use Citi? Do you not, for one of these reasons that we've mentioned as far as the downsides? Are you thinking about getting any Citi cards? Put that down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget about channel memberships. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you here next time.